Hi, I'm Amy, your host of It All Leads to Home, brought to you by Epple Realty. On this podcast, we'll talk about real estate, community, health, entrepreneurship, and all the things that connect us. So grab a drink, settle in, and we hope you enjoy this podcast. Okay. You ready?
I am.
All right. Hello there. We're here with Kim Erdman from Powerful Women for Life. How you
Hi.
doing?
Good. How are you?
Doing good. Our drinks today are sponsored by Champion Fitness. So if you didn't know, they have a great protein bar there. And what are you drinking today?
Peanut butter cup.
Peanut butter cup. Okay. I think it had do
Hmm.
you remember how many grams of protein that had? Was it 25 or 50? I can't
No, it's
remember.
52.
52 grams.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, what I'm
It's a
drinking,
it's a meal replacement.
meal replacement.
Hmm.
Okay. I am drinking the berry drink and it has 25 grams of
Right.
protein. So super yummy. Check them out. I think they're the only people locally that really have a protein shake place you can go in and order
Yeah, I
and
think
check
so.
out their menu. Yeah. All right. Well, let's talk about Powerful Women for Life. When did you open Powerful Women? What inspired you? Give me all the details.
Okay. Um, I've always been passionate about fitness. I'd have to say shortly after high school, I found out how important PE was because I got kind of chubby.
Oh, no.
And I was like, okay, not living a sedentary lifestyle, desk jobs. And I had heard about these aerobic classes that were taking place. And so I attended one and I had a blast. And of course, this was back in the 80s, so it's been a
Mhm.
while. And did such a good job that the instructor asked me if I would like to take her place while she took time off to have her baby.
Oh, great.
And I was so excited about it. And it was pretty addicting. Once I started doing it, it was like I could do this. I could do something like this myself. So that was probably the first certification I got was in the aerobics. So back in the 80s, it's been a
Hmm.
while that I've been doing this. Fast forward, you know how you kind of go through life and you go, what's my purpose here? What am I supposed to be doing? I ask myself that a lot. And I'd have to say I'm probably a late bloomer. I can even go back further than the 80s. I don't know if you remember Nautilus that was in Pontiac.
Well, no,
The
I
owner
don't,
the
but
owner of that asked me to come on board with him and be an instructor and help run the gym. So
hmm
that was kind of my start in life. And he had also mentioned he was a bodybuilder. I was
hmm
always intrigued by bodybuilders. And he's like, well, you're too tall to be a bodybuilder. I'm like,
Well, you showed him.
yeah, tell me I can't do something, then watch me. So, again, go back to after I got my certification, fast forward, time goes by and gets away from you. And can I tell you how my aha moment,
Yeah,
how I actually got
absolutely.
into it? Okay. And I met a real good friend of mine, Linda Robbie, was having had a booth set up in Odell at a marketplace.
Mhm,
And I knew she had quit Donley's to do Mary Kay, and she just blossomed.
mhm.
She was driving the pink Cadillacs and just being successful
Yeah.
beyond measure. And I asked her while we were there, I said, so how do you like your business? And she's
Mhm.
like, Kimmy, there's no better business than to help ladies feel good about themselves. She goes, you just color up their face and make them feel beautiful. And she goes, there's no better feeling.
Mhm.
So I'm driving home afterwards, and that was when I had my aha moment, the light bulb moment. And I went, I could do the same thing from the inside out. I could take my passion for fitness and exercise and do the same thing from the
That's cool.
inside out.
I love that.
Yeah.
Sometimes it just takes that person saying the right sentence, the right phrase to kind of make you change your whole perspective on something. So, yeah, I love that. So, you opened Powerful Women when?
It was in 2006. So it
Okay.
was about almost 20 years ago.
Okay. Great. And you don't just work with women, even though,
Correct.
your logo and your signs and everything say Powerful Women for Life. You also offer classes and personal training to men as
Yes.
well.
Right.
So that's something I kind of wanted to get out there as well. Kind of funny story where we're located right now in our podcast studio, 219 West Washington Street. This used to be a gym back in the day that you worked at.
Nautilus.
Yeah. So this was Nautilus.
Full circle.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Pretty cool.
Very
I,
cool.
I wish I could find pictures. So if you have pictures, I'd love to see this building as a gym.
Yeah, I would too.
Because we really have torn this place back to the studs in a lot of areas. But on my panel in the back, my electrical panel, it says sauna, one hot tub, so it used to be kind of a cool place
It was
back
very
then, but
cool.
that was before my time for sure. So full circle moment, you being back here at Nautilus.
Yeah.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah.
So at Powerful Women for Life, you do personal training and you also have started some smaller group fitness classes as well.
I have recently, the first of the year, I'm like, I need to get this business up and going. I want to be able to reach out to more people. How can I do that? So,
Yeah.
the power of prayer, you just put
Yeah.
it out there, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to try the group classes, but I want to do it differently because I don't want to lose that personal aspect of it.
Sure.
So, I tried it and it blossomed, and I think I'm going to continue on doing the classes.
Yeah. Well, there's something to say when you have your girlfriends also showing up or guy friends as well, and they're counting on you to be there. Is kind of that community where, I don't know, keeps you motivated,
Absolutely.
and I think, especially like you probably see it, people say, I just don't have enough time, or, things get in the way. What would you say to those folks that say that?
I used to drive a truck that had a bug shield on the front of it, and it said no excuses.
Yeah.
I can't tell you how many people ask me, what does that mean? Well, really, there's no excuse. I say take the time to put the investment into yourself now because you're going to pay less by taking care of yourself than later on down the line when you're paying the doctors to help fix what you could have helped prevent
Mm-hmm.
early on in your life. So there's no better time than the present, and there's no age limit. I know ladies in their 80s that are very healthy.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah, I mean, just I feel like movement in general, as we age. So, those of you that don't know that's listening or watching this, I come from, fitness PT ish background, and worked at a local healthcare center for a long time, teaching classes and working with people. So, this is also a huge passion of mine. And I think just no matter your age, just move.
just move.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So tell me more. So you have a client come in, you work with beginners through athletes. Tell me a little bit what you got going on over there.
I think a lot of people have misconceptions on personal training. I think you see a lot of people come in thinking, "Oh, I'm a little intimidated. I don't want somebody young kicking my butt," and they kind of just have the wrong outlook on it. So I just try to tell them a little bit about myself. I've been certified for 20 years. Um, I take safety as first priority, and everybody is different and they're looking for different goals.
Mhm.
And for the most part, people just want to be able to move and maintain their independence longer. So I take care of anybody wanting to look good in a bikini, all the way up to wanting to be able to walk up a flight of stairs without being winded. So it's based individually on that person and what they're looking to achieve.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody's different, but like I said, there's something for everybody, and you can start with small weights and work your way up. And it's based on their comfort level and their fitness level. So there's
Sure.
so many different levels, like you were saying, with the athlete to the beginner.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the beginners are a lot of fun to work with.
Because
The
you
ones that
see
have,
the most improvement, like
the ones that
quicker.
have never done it
Yeah.
before. I call them beginner or newbie gains because they see the quickest improvements. And it may not be them that sees it, maybe somebody else. And I like to call them non-scale victories, where they're going to see things like, oh my gosh, I was actually able to carry all of my groceries in and not get winded, or I was able to get on the ground and play with my grandbabies or my babies and be a part of their activity instead of just sitting back watching.
Yeah, that's amazing. So, what I love about Powerful Women for Life is that it's very private. So, I think that's really what sets you apart from the bigger gyms is that privacy for people. You have your small group classes, but really you're doing mostly personal training.
Yes.
So, it's very one on one,
Mm-hmm.
and you kind of tailor those programs to each person. So,
Right.
if somebody's coming off of a replacement, has went through physical therapy or, not even a joint replacement, but just an injury. I always feel like people are scared to get back into exercise after an injury. So I think having that extra, person to kind of watch movements, help them train is amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you have been teaching classes for a long time in our area, but you've been at different locations.
Right.
And now you're right down the street from Apple Realty here. What's your address?
303 West Washington,
303.
Pontiac.
So right across the street from Bank of Pontiac.
Yes.
So very close. So I don't have any excuse.
No, you don't.
So in all your years of training, has there been, somebody that you've worked with that's really like inspired you, or a person that you've really think back on and you're very proud of their progress and
I've
just
got a
kind of
couple.
someone?
My very first one was a gal that I worked with in Bloomington. I worked at a lady wellness, and the gal that run the place actually took me under her wing. I hadn't had my certification yet. And she's like, you come on board with us and you be like an intern type, and we'll help you get your certification. So they were actually the ones that got me started on the right track. I'm a procrastinator of the worst kind. So they helped light that flame to keep me going. And I met a lady in the process. She was one of my first ladies, one of my first clients, and she had a double mastectomy. And the doctor had given her a list of exercises that she could do and things that she could not do. And her goal was to walk in the Avon walk, which is a 3-day walk. So I'm like really excited about that. So I worked with her for quite a few months, and we worked around that area, and she was a go-getter, and she ended up doing the walk, and I was very, very proud of her. The other one I've got, she's still with me today. Can I mention names?
I don't mind if you mention names.
Okay.
It's up to your client, probably.
Okay.
You could just say he or she.
She.
Okay,
I'll just say she. She's still with me today. She started back, and I'll never forget when she walked in my doors. She walked slowly from the front door to where I was sitting, and my heart just broke for her. And she says, I need to lose weight. I need to get this weight off because I'm miserable. If I don't, I'm going to have surgery. My knees are falling apart. My shoulders are falling apart. I need to do something.
Mm.
It wasn't a quick journey, but we got her in, and she lost quite a few pounds, and the transformation was amazing.
That's awesome.
And she's still with me today.
That's fun. So
Yeah.
how many years has she been training with you then?
Oh my gosh. Okay, so I had my first business for 10 years when I opened up. Then I closed the doors and I moved away for a time and came back. And I've been back in business. Well, I've been back in Pontiac for almost 2 years. And she's been with me since the beginning. So we were working out of my basement for a while. But
Aw, that's wonderful.
yeah.
So you guys have really kind of formed more of a friendship now, probably.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
When you spend that much time with someone. So I think, what are some misconceptions that you see in the fitness industry that
one of the big ones is, well, I'm a woman. I don't want to get big and bulky.
I knew you were going to say that, because that's one that I think, I mean, I'm like, pick up the weight. You're fine. Yeah.
Unless you are really gifted, which there are a few women out there that are, or you're on steroids.
I'll say it.
You're not going to get big and bulky. We're just not made that way as women. You're just going to get stronger. And it's the coolest body transformation you'll ever see. Unlike with when you're running's one thing, but it's very high impact. With weight training, I call them my iron pill, because they help build muscle around joints, especially as we age, to protect you in case of a fall. Or if you have surgery or an injury, it helps bounce back a lot faster. Instead of going to the doctor and getting a pill and camouflaging the pain, you find out where the pain's at and you help make that person stronger in that area so that they can avoid the pills.
Oh, yeah. Pills are Band-Aids. Let's get to root cause. That's
exactly
my mindset too. So people watching or listening, what are some simple things that they can do in their daily life to, improve fitness? Let's say that they can't make it to you to come in. What are some things that maybe they could do to at least start, maybe brand new beginner?
If you're a beginner and you're at home, you think about one thing. Squatting. We squat all day long, right? We squat to get in and out of our car. We squat to sit in the chairs and out of the chairs. So find a chair. And if you do nothing else, just stand up, sit down. Try to not use the arms of the chairs. Try to use your legs. That's a great way to get started with squats. It can be a high stool to start with and just work your way down. It doesn't really even take weights. You can use your own body weight exercises. You want to do a push-up? Find a wall. You don't have to get on the floor. There's so many exercises that you can do standing.
Sure.
I love my stability ball. Big old ball, you find it, put it in front of the TV, sit there, and you can bounce on it. If nothing else, make it fun. I think that's the key right there, is to make it exercise fun. People look at me and they're like, "You're nuts. Exercise is not fun," but it can be, right?
Yeah, it can be.
Yeah.
Sure. I think the only thing worse than exercise is dieting. So
I hate that word, diet.
Watching your caloric intake or counting your macros. What do you have any advice for people that are trying so hard to kind of watch that nutritionally?
Yeah.
Any tidbits?
Yes, I hate diets. All diets work. I don't care what you're on. All diets work. However, most of them are restrictive. But I tell people, if you want to start anywhere, start with protein. Make sure you're getting enough protein for your body to help build muscle.
And that
help
is
give
hard.
You energy.
Yeah.
I mean, there's so many different ways to get your protein in. I say a gram of protein per pound of ideal body weight a day. If you got that, make sure protein's the first part of your meal because it's going to add satiety to your day. You're not going to be as hungry throughout the day. Start there, start small.
Yeah.
Make little changes. Nothing's ever got to be drastic. And you want it to be something that you can do for a lifetime. You don't want to have to do it diet for the rest of your life. So if you can find something that works for you and do it gradually and just make it a part of your life. And remember that the less processed it is, the better it is for your body. If you got to look at your label and it takes a college degree to understand what it...
If you can't pronounce it, it's probably bad, is my rule of thumb.
It's probably not good for you.
So whole foods, get that protein intake. You know, it is hard, though. That's something that I've been really trying to focus on is getting more protein. But that can almost feel like a full-time job.
Yes.
You know, especially I feel like for women, I feel like I don't tend to eat as much protein as I probably should. But it's definitely super important.
Yeah.
Yeah. So talking about protein and big muscles, you have a bodybuilding history. Do you want to tell us a little bit about that? When did you get into all of that?
Yeah. And again, I'm a late bloomer, and I have my first job at Nautilus to thank for it because I thought back, and I would have probably been about 18.
When you were working here?
Yeah.
At Nautilus. Okay.
Right. It was right out of high school. And then probably when I was in my 40s, and I know it was in my 40s, that's when I'm like, okay, I found out about how wonderful iron is, lifting weights, put the diet together. It's like magic. So then I'm like, I'm going to be a bodybuilder. It's something I've always wanted to do, and I know I can do it. So I got ready to do my very first show, and I honestly got to the point where I'd lost all my weight, and I chickened out.
What? Yeah. I didn't know that.
Yes, I chickened out.
So you did, okay.
So the first one, also I was doing, you've heard of bodybuilding.com.
Well, sure. I mean, I'm not a big... member of it.
They had a competition, and I had entered that as well. So that was like a two-part. I'm going to enter this contest, and I'm going to go compete for the first time. Well, I competed. I sent my before and after pictures, and I actually won that contest. And they sent me a bunch of really cool goodies. And but I chickened out of the competing because I'm a very timid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you're timid until people get to know you. You're one of those.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe a little.
Okay. So for those of you that don't understand bodybuilding prep, that is a ton of work, a ton of time. Did you get to where you're dehydrating and everything? Were you at the show?
No, because I was doing my first one by myself.
Okay.
Completely 100% by myself. So I got to that point where it was like, okay, that wasn't so bad, but I was just chickened out. So I'm like, I'm going to keep going. I'm going to get to this point where I'm on stage. That's my goal. So I did my first one, and it was a figure.
Wow.
So figures where you walk around on these heels, 4-inch heels, in front of a group. And I'm afraid of being up and on a stage in front of people. I get tongue-tied and...
Well, you didn't have to speak. You just had to flex your big old muscles.
Exactly. So I finally went online and hired a trainer. And they helped me get to stage. They helped me do the diet down and where you're dehydrated and all that other good stuff. And it was okay. I finished last. And it was like, oh, no, I'm not stopping here. So it was like, once I did it, I got bit by the bug, and I was like,
oh, it's addicting. It is. And I feel like every show, they're looking for a different person in it. At least the ones that I've ever was a part of. I feel like one week you can show up and look a certain way, and then the next week they're looking for something completely else different in the same division. So it can be a mind game in a way,
Oh, it
too.
was a mind game. And I continued to do it for another 15 years.
You're wild.
You're wild. I retired when I was 60.
Mm-hmm.
And each show, I got better and better. But after my second show, I hired a live trainer.
Yeah.
I'm like, I really want to win. I don't want to just get up on stage and get last.
Who wants last? So, we want first place.
Yeah.
You won. Let's talk about your winnings here. Tell me about the bodybuilding show you won. How long you prepped for that?
It was 2013. I was in Rockford, and it was a natural bodybuilding show. And I had just given it all I had. And I had the funnest routine because the one show I did was figure. The rest of them after that was physique and actual bodybuilding. And with that, you do a 1-minute routine.
Yeah. Okay, Miss Timid. The difference between figure is you literally go up there, you strike a couple poses.
Yep.
If you're doing bodybuilding, it's almost like a routine on stage.
Yes.
Okay, so I don't believe you're timid at all now, because I don't think I could have done that. Well, that's wild.
Once you do it, after you've done it for a while, and we're talking, I would have started when I was, can't even remember the year I started. But it was 2013, the year I won it. And the song that I did it to was I Am Woman by Helen Reddy.
Love it.
And it was amazing. It was amazing.
That's awesome.
And I was in 2 or 3 different classes, and I won everything.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a big deal.
Yeah, it was a big deal.
That's
because
awesome.
I went from last place to gradually each show getting better and better, and kind of watching the other ladies. What are they looking for? What are they looking for? And the coolest part is I'm not a young lady. I'm competing against ladies that are half my age.
So what is it in bodybuilding? Is it masters? Is that 35 and plus?
Yeah.
So you could be competing against a 35-year-old.
I was in masters.
Yeah.
And I believe those were the only 2 classes.
Really, I think there should be like, the younger crowd, which was novelists, or what was that? I can't remember all the different breakups of bodybuilding. But I think there should be like a 35 to 50, a 50. I think they should break it up a little bit more, because that is
they are getting
so
better.
hard. And also your height, like you said, does play a role in all of that.
Absolutely.
You can pack on lean muscle, but to get you bulky would be really hard.
Yeah.
Really hard to do. So
yeah.
Well, congratulations. I know that was a long time ago, but I didn't know you then, and that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's a ton of hard work.
But when I look at that, when I started to now, I've learned so much. And when I first started personal training, it was more, you were young, you were vain.
Sure.
And it's vanity. You're looking at yourself and you want to just look good. Now it's more about functioning and being independent for as long as possible.
Absolutely. Staying healthy for grandbabies and
reaching out to those that need the help and helping them achieve that too.
Yeah. Well, that's awesome. I love your story, and I think having that bodybuilding background, I feel like gives you a lot of credibility, that you've been through the ringer, because that is very tough to go through all of that. So that's awesome. Well, I have a fun round for you. This is my quick and fun round where I ask you questions and we'll go from there. So cardio or strength training?
Strength training.
I knew you were going to say that. Early morning workouts or evening?
Early.
Burpees or mountain climbers?
Mountain climbers.
I say neither. Just let the record show that. I don't like either.
I hate burpees.
Music while you work out?
Absolutely.
What kind of music?
80s.
80s? Okay. And does that change between cardio and strength, or is it just straight 80s the whole time?
Straight 80s.
Straight 80s. One food you will never give up.
Pizza.
Pizza. Okay. If the people that really know me are going to know, I'm going to say cookies. Cookies would be mine. Okay. What do you hope people feel when they walk out, from working out with you? What do you hope they walk away feeling like?
Empowered. The coolest thing is watching people when they walk in the door, because this world is full of so much stress.
Mm-hmm.
And to come in full of stress, sadness, or even if you're happy, 99.9% of the time they walk out and they're happy. Mm-hmm. They're empowered, they're refreshed, they're ready to take on anything and everything. And I think the best part about the personal training aspect of it is what comes in that wall stays in that walls. Mm-hmm. It's between me and them. They leave the ego at the door. It's not about who you can compete against and be better than. You compete against yourself and be the best version of yourself you can be. Mm-hmm. But the way they leave, I want them to be happy.
Yeah. Movement is medicine.
Yeah.
Right? If somebody wants to work out with you, take your fitness classes, how do they get a hold of you?
I'm on Facebook, or you can call me, 815-822-7867.
Perfect. So just reach out, shoot you a text, give you a call.
Give me a text, give me a call. If I don't answer, I promise to get right back to you.
Sounds great. Well, thank you so much for coming on.
You're welcome.
Thank you for tuning into this podcast. Don't forget to check us out on Facebook, Spotify, and YouTube. And remember, it all leads to home.